This was the sovereign law of the Iroquois Confederacy that governed Western New York for generations. The tribes held a deep respect for nature and the riches of the environment around them. Over the years, our region strayed from that philosophy and faced a devastating legacy of industrial pollution. But dedicated groups rallied for change. Western New York became the birthplace of the environmental justice movement. It played key roles in the creation of the Clean Water Act and other environmental milestones. In 2009, passionate individuals and organizations came together as a unified force called the Western New York Environmental Alliance.
At the Community Foundation, we connect people, ideas, and resources to improve lives in Western New York. And we are pleased to connect 100 environmental groups through the Western New York Environmental Alliance to protect and restore our natural assets.
It's very important in the Alliance that we not overtake our member organizations. In other words, we don't want to be a bigger voice drowning out these voices. We want to be a place, an entity, a forum for them to be that much better.
Alliance members followed the Shared Agenda for Action, a blueprint for making the region greener, healthier, and more sustainable. This shared vision is fostering collaboration in working groups that address specific issues, like bringing healthy food to local communities.
The advocacy item for our growing group involves supporting food policy councils for Buffalo and for Erie County and Niagara County, lifting up voices of underrepresented consumer groups like low-income folks or youth or people of color that have trouble accessing food and healthy food and local food.
My issue of greatest interest is energy because it is connected to everything else that we do. One of the advocacy agenda items from the Climate Change and Energy Group was to facilitate reduction of energy demand and energy use, and I think that is hugely important.
The Alliance offers strength in numbers. It's helping groups empower low-income communities that suffer from asthma, higher cancer rates, and other health concerns related to air pollution.
They've put our Peace Bridge agenda on their policy plank to help improve equity and justice on the West Side. There's a lot of academia, a lot of foundations and institutions that the Alliance has brought us in contact with, and it gives us a platform for us to voice our issues and talk about the work that we're doing.
1967, the waters of Western New York were being declared dead. And in 1969, the Buffalo River caught fire. We are creating a new legacy for the generations to follow us, that our water, even though it defined our history, will define our future.
The Alliance looks at not just those types of natural resources, but social resources, the infrastructure, the historic buildings, the neighborhoods, the social pieces.
Buffalo is plagued by a problem called combined sewer overflow, where every time it rains, sewage is pushed into the lake. We can combat that problem by turning our vacant land in the city of Buffalo into places that absorb rainwater rather than diverting it into the storm drain.
In Western New York right now, we still are very, very much a waste economy. And that's something that we feel like we ought to be addressing as an alliance. We ought to be addressing that as a community. Why aren't we having a renewable energy economy or a blue economy or some other kind of economy?
The Alliance is working to create a better future for Western New York, and there is already significant progress.
I think a lot of things actually are going on here that are national models. A lot of us are being fueled, I think, by the innovation that's going on with a lot of great people doing really good stuff.
In the past 10 years, Buffalo's seen a 158% increase in people biking to work just in the city of Buffalo. So the opportunity for us to really have an impact by everyday choices and how we get around can really have a large positive benefit to our community.
For Western New York to thrive, we have to not only protect our environment, but we have to improve it. We have to bring more people into contact with it. In some ways, we're just getting our feet wet in doing policy advocacy through the Alliance, but that's going to be a very powerful tool going forward, that you'll have so many groups all agreeing, yes, this is a priority for our region.
Well, I think it's extremely important for people my age to start thinking about that kind of thing because our generation is the future, so if we aren't working to change it, then who's going to?